What's up, Steelers Nation? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you all the latest news, rumors, and analysis surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers. As always, the Black and Gold are working hard to improve and bring you the success you deserve. It's going to be a critical offseason for us, and the moves we make in the coming months could shape the franchise for years to come. Before we jump into this exclusive breakdown about how Pete Carroll's arrival in Vegas could impact our quarterback situation, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let's dive into it. Big news out west. The Las Vegas Raiders are set to announce former Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll as their next head coach. It's a bold move for a team desperate to turn things around. But here's where things get interesting. For Steelers fans, rumors are swirling that Carroll might try to reunite with quarterback Russell Wilson. Wilson and Carroll had an impressive run in Seattle, leading the team to 2 Super Bowl appearances and capturing a championship in 2013. But their relationship hit a rocky patch, with reports of Wilson allegedly pushing for Carroll's firing before the Seahawks traded him to Denver in 2022. Fast forward to today, and both might need each other again. For the Raiders, this reunion could provide stability at quarterback while they develop a long-term solution. For Wilson, it might offer a fresh start. But what does this mean for Pittsburgh? Russell. Wilson has publicly stated that he hopes to finish his career with the Steelers, but not everything behind the scenes appears to align with that sentiment. While Wilson brought leadership and veteran experience to Pittsburgh in 2024, rumors suggest that his relationship with offensive coordinator Arthur Smith has been less than stellar. With the Steelers facing big decisions at quarterback, it's worth noting that backup Justin Fields is entering free agency. The team could choose to re-sign him and part ways with Wilson. If Wilson hits free agency, don't be surprised if Pete Carroll and the Raiders come calling. Wilson's potential departure isn't just about internal friction. It's about the direction of this franchise. The Steelers are entering an offseason where every dollar of cap space matters, and the team might prioritize a younger, more cost-effective option at quarterback. Let's talk options. If Wilson were to leave, where does that leave us? The Steelers could look to free agency, re-sign Fields, or explore the draft for their quarterback of the future. But with Wilson still under contract, it's not a move the team will take lightly. The quarterback situation is just one piece of a larger puzzle this offseason. Pittsburgh has holes to fill at wide receiver, cornerback, and along the offensive line. The front office will need to weigh the value of sticking with Wilson versus reallocating those resources elsewhere. Speaking of big decisions, let's shift gears to another area of focus: the Steelers' secondary. Joey Porter Jr. has shown flashes of brilliance in his first 2 seasons, but the team needs a reliable partner to pair with him. Dante Jackson, who led the team in interceptions in 2024, could leave in free agency, leaving the Steelers with a hole to fill at cornerback. Enter DJ Reed, one of the most intriguing free agents on the market. Pro Football Focus has already named Pittsburgh as the best fit for Reed, and it's easy to see why. Reed has been a model of consistency, earning a grade above 70.0 in each of his last 6 seasons while playing for 3 different franchises. Reed's ability to lock down opposing receivers could elevate the Steelers' secondary to one of the best in the league. Pairing him with Porter would solidify the team's aggressive defensive identity, something head coach Mike Tomlin thrives on. Of course, bringing in a player like Reed won't come cheap. He's coming off a 3-year, $33 million deal with the New York Jets and has outplayed that contract. Analysts believe Reed could command a deal worth double that, meaning the Steelers would need to make a significant financial commitment. While it's tempting to allocate those resources elsewhere, particularly on offense, Reed's consistency and track record make him a worthwhile investment. Adding him to the roster would allow Pittsburgh to focus their draft picks on other pressing needs, such as offensive line depth or wide receiver talent. All right, Steelers fans, let's take a step back and look at the big picture. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most pivotal in recent memory. Between the uncertainty at quarterback, the need to reinforce the secondary, and the ongoing quest to return to Super Bowl contention, the stakes couldn't be higher. Pete Carroll's arrival in Vegas adds an intriguing wrinkle to the quarterback market. If Wilson leaves Pittsburgh for a reunion with his old coach, it could open the door for the Steelers to reset at the position. Meanwhile, pursuing a top-tier cornerback like DJ Reed could transform the defense into a championship-caliber unit. The decisions made in the coming months will define the trajectory of this team. And as fans, your passion and support are what drive this franchise forward. The Steelers' offense in recent years has been, well, let's call it a roller coaster. After the disappointing tenure of Matt Canada as offensive coordinator, the team made a bold move by firing him mid-season, a rarity for this franchise. Canada's lack of creativity and inability to adjust during games left the offense stagnant, frustrating fans and players alike. Enter Arthur Smith, a coach known for his ability to create innovative offensive schemes. Hopes were high when Smith was brought in, and while there were some flashes of potential, the results have been inconsistent. The team showed signs of life early in the season, but a brutal 5-game losing streak extinguished any optimism. Now the Steelers face a crossroads. Fans are demanding changes, not just with Smith, but potentially with head coach Mike Tomlin as well. The Steelers' loyalty to their coaching staff has always been a hallmark of the organization, but could that loyalty now be holding them back? Here's where things get really interesting. The Houston Texans, fresh off a playoff appearance, made the surprising decision to fire their offensive coordinator, Bobby Slowick. Despite dealing with injuries to key players like Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell, Slowick helped the Texans overachieve. His work with quarterback C.J. Stroud in 2023 earned him praise as one of the brightest young offensive minds in the NFL. But in 2024, Stroud's production dipped and Houston's offense fell to 19th in points scored and 22nd in total yards. Texans head coach DeMeco Ryans decided it was time for a change, firing Slowick even after a playoff victory. The message was clear. In the NFL, good isn't good enough. That's a lesson the Steelers could learn from. Slowick is now a free agent, and while it's unlikely Pittsburgh will pursue him, the opportunity is there to add a fresh, innovative mind to their coaching staff. Why Slowick makes sense for Pittsburgh? Let's talk about why Bobby Slowick could be a game-changer for the Steelers. First, his track record speaks for itself. In 2023, he helped Stroud win AP Offensive Rookie of the Year, turning the Texans' offense into a legitimate threat. While 2024 was a step back, the foundation of his offensive philosophy remains strong. For the Steelers, who have struggled to find consistency on offense, Slowick could provide the spark they need. His ability to develop quarterbacks and adapt to changing circumstances would be invaluable in Pittsburgh. Imagine what he could do with a talent like Kenny Pickett, or even with a potential new face under center if the Steelers decide to move on from Russell Wilson. Even if Arthur Smith remains the offensive coordinator, Slowick could be brought in as a passing game coordinator. This would allow him to inject fresh ideas into the offense without creating a power struggle. Plus, it positions Slowick as a potential successor if Smith's struggles continue. As exciting as the idea of bringing in Slowick is, it's important to acknowledge the Steelers' history. This is a franchise that values stability and loyalty, often to a fault. While other teams like the Texans are willing to make bold moves in pursuit of success, the Steelers tend to stick with their guys. That loyalty has its benefits, but it also means the team is less likely to pursue someone like Slowick, who could be seen as a threat to Smith's position. For a team that hasn't made significant offensive changes in years, this would require a major shift in philosophy. Still, the NFL is a results-driven league. If the Steelers want to compete for Super Bowls, they'll need to adopt a more aggressive approach when it comes to coaching decisions. The 2025 offseason is shaping up to be one of the most pivotal in recent memory for Pittsburgh. The team has to address several key areas, including quarterback, wide receiver, and the offensive line. But no matter what moves they make, the success of the team will ultimately hinge on the offense's ability to improve. Adding someone like Bobby Slowick could be the kind of bold move that sets the Steelers apart. Whether it's as a coordinator or in a supporting role, his innovative approach could help the team maximize its talent and compete at a higher level. Now it's time to hear from you, Steelers Nation. Should the Steelers stick with Russell, Wilson, or is it time to move on? Do you think DJ Reed would be a good fit for our secondary? What are your top priorities for the team this offseason? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get the conversation going. Thanks for tuning in to this exclusive breakdown, Steelers fans. Remember, the offseason is where champions are built. Whether it's addressing the quarterback situation, bolstering the defense, or making smart moves in the draft, every decision matters. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your fellow Steelers fans. Together, we'll keep riding with the black and gold through every twist and turn. Until next time, here we go, Steelers.